voice because I'm not gay, I'm not in a Greek society, not in a military group, not in any of their groups, and not in any of their cultures. Okay, since I had to make this again because they're interfering with my videos and it just disgraces them, their groups, their nations, their families, what have you, and it doesn't help them, I'll say God's punishment be on them and their offspring, especially people who are trying to interfere with this judgment, people who are on duty right now and people giving them orders, what have you. Everyone according to their deeds. So now we're on Job 8. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied, "How long will you say such things? Your words are a blustering wind." So he's saying that he sounds like a damn idiot. He sounds like a fucking idiot. For those of you who think that I shouldn't be able to cuss, you need to realize that I'm in charge, not the white man, not the Jews, not the LGBT community, not your churches. My kingdom is not of this world. I don't care about your standards. To hell with your standards. Does God pervert justice? Does the Almighty pervert what is right? So obviously God doesn't pervert justice. And God is going to punish people to the extreme for cheating me out of my right to lead. The throne is established in righteousness and justice, which means I'm in charge. When no one will be a valid leader or a valid human being after my flesh dies, except for my parents if they're still here. That's how it stands now, and no matter what, no one should reproduce. No matter what, no one can replace me, and no one can represent God. They just make a fool of themselves and disgrace themselves and their groups, their churches, mosques, synagogues, whatever they're from. So again, does God pervert justice? Does the Almighty pervert what is right? If you are pure and upright, even now he will rouse himself on your behalf and restore you to your prosperous state. So what happens if you're pure and upright? Are you made equal to the wicked? Or do you become exalted spiritually? And keep in mind, John the Baptist wasn't rich. Jesus in the story, Stephen the martyr, they weren't rich. Okay, Job isn't about worldly riches. It is about spiritual riches. That's what matters. Okay, the people who wrote the Bible, okay, and the Torah, they were extremely afraid of what would happen to them if they tell the truth flat out. They even put in the Bible that Jesus kind of beat around the bush with the Roman soldiers, right? He said, render unto Caesar that which is his, render unto God that which is his. And obviously God comes first. So we know that, and we know that for many reasons, including Jeremiah 8:8, where it flat out says the lying pen of the scribes has handled it falsely. But it does have verses that make it clear, why don't you judge for yourselves what is right, make righteousness and justice the measuring line and plume line, what have you. They make it clear that you're supposed to judge with justice and righteousness, and not mere worldly standards. For example, if the Nazis said to a Jew, who does that? Right? And they were giving him a hard time. And they said, why don't you do things in a Nazi way? Why aren't you German? And they start pushing him around. How many of you would be like, wow, that's divine? You'd be like, that's fucking stupid. If a country like America that should know way better, they even fought against the Nazis, than to take that stance, does the same thing to Christ, they try to push me around and they say, hey, why don't you speak proper English while we're fuming you and drugging you? And English is a language that comes naturally to us and not you, and so on and so forth. You'll be like, people are dumb. And their standard is dumb, right? They're fucking retarded, right? Like, what the hell's wrong with you people? Who raised you? You think these kind of things, right? And so it is with universal pinpoint and moral precision versus mere white, Jewish, and LGBT norms. Okay, no offense to white, Jew, and LGBT people, but you all know damn well it's stupid to be a social norm fanatic, especially, and I do mean especially, if you're white, Jewish, LGBT, because of the history of the world, because of colonialism. Okay? Colonialism. Colonialism. I said it right the first time, whatever, right? Because of, Nazi Germany. Because who were the aggressors who were the victims? Because gay people have no right to tell straight people how to think and how to behave. Okay? They have no viable counter-argument for homosexuality being a sin. When, you can't just go to a gay parade and throw a fit and say, there's my counter-argument. That's fucking pathetic. Too many gay people are educated. Too many of them are polite for you to make that mistake as a group. So I reject your throwing a fit as a viable counterargument. I reject your gang stalking as a viable counterargument. That's how you condemn yourselves and not how you vindicate yourselves.